Have you ever wondered what the blockchain really is? If you found most explanations you've heard too abstract, this video will be your once and for all solution. Face your fears, people. Blockchain is revolutionizing this world. The sooner you learn about it, the better. For many people, blockchain is synonymous with Bitcoin, finance, or decentralization. However, this is not a fair portrayal and completely misses the point. Blockchain is simply a series of blocks that contain information. These connected blocks form a chain and link that data. Therefore, blockchain is a new way of storing data. If you would like to build a blockchain yourself, your first block would be called the Genesis block. The block's data will be associated with a digital fingerprint called the hash, which the block gets from a function. The second block will have at least three components. Firstly, its own data. Secondly, the hash of the Genesis block, meaning the fingerprint of the Genesis block. And thirdly, its own hash from the hash function, made from 1, its own data, and 2, the Genesis block hash. All following blocks are formed in the same way, by using the hash of the previous block and its own data to create its hash. If somebody attempted to manipulate some data in one of the previous blocks, the flow of the blockchain would be interrupted. The previous links would not have any right of existence anymore. So don't worry, it's not that easy to hack the database. The blockchain is stored on different computers called nodes, which will verify all transactions. Therefore, as long as a hacker does not control 51% of all nodes, the blockchain is secure. If that sounds quite technical to you, let's look at blockchain from another perspective, the Blockchain Trilemma. In Germany, there is a famous saying, man kann nicht auf zwei Hochzeiten gleichzeitig tanzen. That means you cannot dance at two weddings at the same time. It is scientifically proven that most humans are made for focusing on one thing only, in order to keep efficiency levels high. Therefore, you have to balance your resources and decide what you want to do and where you want to go. And blockchains face the same problem. If you want to make your own blockchain, you have to decide on which wedding to dance. In other words, your balance between security, decentralization, and scalability. Let's start with security. How secure do you want to have your blockchain built? How hard will it be to hijack your network and manipulate data? If you shift your imaginary slider in the security area, this will influence the other two dimensions. The second dimension is decentralization. In the example where you make your own blockchain, what would you prefer? You controlling everything, or as many people as possible controlling your blockchain? If you decide for many people, you would call this decentralized. Here, every participant is part of the network and makes it stronger. Decentralization is an approach to how we work and grow together. Let's come to the last aspect, scalability. Scalability means how efficient blockchains are at processing transactions, especially if you imagine that more and more people will use your blockchain. How fast will your blockchain be then? Developers will mostly sacrifice one for the other two. And that's how different types of blockchains can be created and differentiated. There are public blockchains that are open to everyone, like Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is an example for high security and high decentralization at the cost of speed and scalability. Another type of chains are private blockchains. They are controlled by just one entity. In the middle of that are consortium and hybrid blockchains. Consortium blockchains are controlled by a few entities, and hybrid blockchains are controlled by one entity, which is being ruled by the public. You know what? Let's finish the technological part here and get to the question why you should care about all of this. So, there's a conflict going on which you might not be aware of. Decentralization versus centralization. A good example is the recent case of Facebook changing its name to Meta. Facebook's metaverse team is building a digital world where they want you to hang out in the future. The centralized virtual world would be controlled and governed by, well, who would have guessed it? Facebook. Therefore, they would have full control over their 3D created ecosystem. The emperor of this kingdom would be Facebook. On the other hand, there are decentralized metaverses in which programmers work together openly to build up a VR world. Everybody is part of the creation. Therefore, everybody has the power of creating and adding his or her share to this decentralized world. And nobody is completely ruling it. The hierarchy is flat, decisions are taken together for the community. Comment down below which approach of the metaverse resonates more with you. Since blockchain is just a way of how we store and link information, it is important to use this technology in the right way, so we all benefit from this technological era. And not just a few, as we see it in our world today, where big corporations offer us free products, while we as the user became the actual product. Wouldn't it be much easier if we would all benefit from each other, grow together, and unite to a stronger community? Well, that's my view on public blockchains, and that's the reason I believe in this space. If there's only one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that a blockchain is a distributed database that is shared among the nodes of a computer network. All this tech is neither good nor bad. It all depends on how we use it to create our future. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, otherwise you might never find this video again. At least I had this problem in the past. Peace and love.